CookBookPlus on the web is a full-featured nutrition accounting system that runs entirely over the internet. This enables you to access the application from any place at any time. The application enables you to enter daily meals and snacks and to log any daily exercise activities. Reports and charts make it easy to keep track of your progress against personal nutrition goals. You can also enter and manage all your recipes. Nutritional information is calculated automatically. The recipe's nutrition information can be used to create single-serving food item ingredients that can then be used when you enter your meals and snacks. The application comes with a large number of food item ingredients, and it also includes the USDA Food Items database that can be used to research nutrient values of thousands of food items. You can create your own ingredients and use those in your meals and snacks. To access the application, from our website's welcome page, click this command button, or click this link on the menu bar. I'll click this command button. Before you can use the application, you must create a user account. After you create that, simply enter your username and password, then click the login button. The main form page is the application's primary user interface. It will let you access all of your recipe records and a limited set of your meal records as defined by these date range controls. To improve page performance, available meal records are limited to the current date and the preceding 7 days. Those meal records are available by making selections in this drop-down. To change the date range, change the values in these two controls. We'll leave the start date alone, but we'll change the end date to 10/31/2014. Then we'll click the Set New Dates command button. Now if we open the drop-down, there's a lot more meals available. You use these controls to navigate among your recipe and meal records. You can navigate to a specific recipe based by its name, or the category of the recipe, or an ingredient used in the recipe. You can also navigate to a meal based on the date of that meal. These controls are used to navigate your record sequentially. You can go to the next record, the last record, the previous record, or the first record. You can also click this command button to go directly to the last meal as defined in this date range. You use these controls and navigate among the recipe or meal ingredients listed here. Again, you can go to the next ingredient, last, previous, or first. We'll click this command button to navigate to the last meal in the defined date range. When viewing a meal record, you can click the Daily Calorie Snapshot command button to create a chart that depicts the nutritional outcome for the day. To return to the main form, use the back button on your browser. When viewing a meal record, you can click this command button to create a daily calories report. This report will initially display the daily calories report for the date range that was on the meal you were viewing. You can change the date by making a selection in this control. The Nutrition History command button will create a detailed listing of all the nutrition logged during the date range specified in these controls. I'm gonna change the date range here to match what was on the main form, then I'll click Nutrition History. If we scroll the page, we'll get a detailed listing of the meals and exercises that were logged during that period of time. The Nutrition History Chart command button will create a chart of the information contained in the listing. To return to the previous page, use the back button on the browser. To return to the main form, click the Return to Main Form command button. We'll navigate back to the Daily Calories Report page. Click the Log Exercise command button to display the preferred exercise log for the current user. The current user's preferred exercise is biking. To display other logs, you can click the Running Log command button, or the Other Exercise Log command button. Clicking the Biking Log command button returns you to viewing the biking log. To return to the Daily Calories Report page, we'll click this command button. To return to the main form, we'll click this command button. Clicking the Quantities Measures Food Categories command button will open a form that will let you work with the values in the database for quantities measures and food categories that are used when entering recipe and meal ingredients. To display the items, click the command buttons, Quantities, Measures, Food Categories. You can work with one or all three open at the same time. If you click those command buttons the second time, you'll close the list. To return to the main form, click this command button. Click the Food Item Ingredients command button to open a form that will let you work with all the food item ingredients in your database. The ingredient that is initially displayed in the form will be the ingredient that is highlighted in blue in the Ingredients List area. Click the USDA Database command button to open the records in the USDA database. If there are values in these controls here, that means that the listed ingredient has previously been researched using the USDA database. When you click the command button, the USDA database opens and the ingredient that we were looking at is initially displayed. The USDA database can be used to research nutrient values for thousands of food items. Click Return to Ingredient to return to the ingredient form. Click Return to Main Form to return to the main form. If the current user of CookBookPlus on the web is the designated Systems Administrator, they will have a command button on the main form called Manage User Accounts. Clicking that command button will open the Manage User Accounts form. To return to the main form, click this command button. To create a new meal record, click the Start a New Meal command button. The current date is suggested as the meal date. You can change it if you want. This drop-down control will define which meal it is for the day. There are 4 choices. I'm gonna leave it alone at breakfast. And I'll click in this text box area here and type in what we ate. This is gonna be eggs and cheese. Then click the Add Meal command button that created the record for this particular meal. Now we're gonna add the ingredients down in this area. As we add the ingredients, there will be changes to this part of the display. The healthy factor icon will appear here that represents the % of fat in the meal. And the values for fat, carbohydrates and protein will appear here, as well as the total calories in the meal. Our first ingredient is gonna be some eggs, so I'm gonna open this drop down, use the EG combination to go down and pick eggs. And then I'm gonna use the down arrow until I select large eggs, tab key. Note that the quantity field here has the highlight, and we're gonna have, let's make it 3 eggs, and then we'll click Add as new line item. At this point there's only one ingredient in this meal, the 3 eggs. Note that the healthy factor icon indicates greater than 45% of calories from fat, and the 3 eggs come to 217 calories. The values here are also mirrored over here. This area will accumulate the total calories consumed for all the day's meals as they are recorded. Our next ingredient is gonna be some cheese. We'll open the drop-down, type in CHE for cheese. I'll use the down arrow until I find what I'm looking for, American cheese, by the ounce tab key. Once again I'll open my drop-down and I'm gonna use 1 ounce of American cheese. Click the Add as new line item button. Note that after each ingredient is added, the values here change, and if appropriate the healthy factor icon will change. We're gonna have consumed a piece of toast, so we'll open this. Go for bread, BRE. I'll use the page down until I find the bread I'm looking for. I like Pepperidge Farm, and we'll make this country wheat. And again, 1 slice that's already selected, so I'll click the button. We'll add some butter. Open the drop-down BUT, and then I'll down arrow until I find by the tablespoon we'll have used by watching 1 tablespoon of butter, tab key. 1 tablespoon selected, click the button. Finally we're gonna have some coffee, so I'll open the drop-down, COFF, down arrow. I have an ingredient that I created, for coffee with cream by the mug. I'll select that. I like my coffee, and I'm going to consume 4 mugs of coffee with this meal. Click the button. We finished entering our ingredients. This particular breakfast was 638 calories. 59% of the calories are from fat. That's to be expected from eggs, cheese, and butter. That's not a problem, by the way. And again, those values are reflected over here. This text indicates that my target daily BMR allowance is 3,087 calories a day.
That's computed based upon my personal profile that was entered into the database. According to this text box here, I still have another 2,449 calories that I can eat today and still stay within my BMR budget. Note the color coding. The color coding of this text box, percent of fat, matches the healthy factor icon. And this text box is colored blue because I'm still currently under my target daily BMR. If I was over my BMR based upon multiple meals today, it would turn yellow.
To add a new ingredient to your ingredient drop-down list, click the command button Food Item Ingredients. To start the process, click the Add New Command button. In this text box, type a descriptive name for this example. We'll call this example ingredient. Next, you need to pick a measure, so in the By the Measure drop-down we'll pick the appropriate measure. We're gonna use the cup. We're gonna create an ingredient by the cup. In these three text boxes you were to fill in the value of grams of fat, carbohydrate and protein, to be found in 1 cup of this ingredient. This is the information that you would typically find on a food packaging label, like on the back of a can. I'll just enter some values here. We'll say 10 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbohydrate, 5 grams of protein. After you enter those values, click the Add New Command button a second time. Now we have a new ingredient that we can use in our recipes and meals called Example Ingredient. We open the drop-down. We can see it's the only one of that type. We'll navigate back to the main form. To use this new ingredient in this example meal, we're gonna click Allow Line Item Changes Command button. Next, in the drop-down we're gonna pick our new ingredients. It was examples, so we'll type in EX. And there it is right there. We'll select it with the mouse, and we're gonna use 1 cup of that, and we'll click Add as New Line Item. To add a new recipe record, click the Start a New Recipe command button. The default date for the recipe is the current date. In the food category drop-down, pick the category of the recipe. For this example, we'll say chicken. Next, pick the number served by the recipe. We'll say this recipe will serve 6. Pick a serving size. The default values are 1 portion, but you could open the drop-down and make changes accordingly. I'm gonna leave it at 1 portion. We're gonna make a recipe that serves 6 people and we'll call it 1 portion each. In the text box in the upper left corner, type a descriptive name for the recipe. We'll call this baked chicken. After entering the recipe description, type any preparation instructions in this large text box field, then click the Add Recipe command button. We'll add the recipe ingredients. We'll start with some chicken. And what we're gonna do, and I'm using the scroll wheel to move the list here, is I'm gonna use raw chicken breast, and we're gonna go with 12 ounces of those, and we'll click the Add as New button. We'll add some potato. And I'm gonna add 12 ounces of potato. No, let's make it a pound of potatoes, 16 ounces, add, and we'll add some carrots by the ounce. No, we'll do about a cup, and we're gonna add 3 cups of carrots, add. And to finish this off, I think we'll put in some onion, about a cup, tab key, and we're gonna put in 2 cups of onions, add. Our recipe now has 4 ingredients. The nutrition information was updated as we added each ingredient. And we have a 1 portion serving, now presenting 166 calories. To create a single serving ingredient from this recipe, click the command button, Create Ingredient. To view the ingredient we just created, click the View Ingredient command button. The new ingredient has the name of the recipe, some recipe ID information, and the date that it was created on. If you compare the nutrition information for 1 serving, which is 1 portion, you'll find that these values match what was on the recipe. We'll click Return to Main Form to go back to the recipe. To make changes to the ingredients of an existing recipe, start by clicking the Allow Line Item Changes command buttons. This will place the listed ingredients in edit mode. By way of example, we're gonna change the ounces of chicken in this recipe from 12 ounces to 16 ounces, or basically 1 pound. After you make that change, click the Update Selected Line Item command button. That ingredient has been updated in the listing and the nutritional information per serving has changed. Because we've changed the recipe ingredients, the nutrition information for a single serving is now different than what it was when we created the ingredient from the recipe. So to update that ingredient, we clicked the Update Ingredient command button. Note the warning at the top of the screen. To proceed, we'll click the Update Ingredient command button a second time. If we view the ingredient, the original ingredient now reflects the updated or current nutrition information. We'll navigate back to the main form. Since we have an ingredient made from this recipe, we can use that in a meal record. We'll start a new meal. We'll call this a supper meal, and we'll just label it chicken dinner. We'll click Add Meal. Now we'll add our new ingredient, which I believe was baked. There it is, baked chicken recipe, and we're gonna use 2 portions of that. We were hungry. Click Add as New Line Item, and with just a few clicks of the mouse we entered everything we ate with this chicken dinner. To log an exercise, directly from the login page, put a check mark in the exercise page checkbox, then enter your credentials, and click the Login command button. That'll open the exercise log forms. Alternatively, when working in the main form, click the Daily Calories Report command button, and then the Log Exercise command button. In either case, the user's preferred exercise form is displayed. To log a new bike exercise, click the Add New Workout command button, choose the location, enter the number hours and minutes that the exercise required. I'll enter 2 hours 10 minutes, enter the distance, I'll enter 31 for 31 miles. Click the Calories Burned command button. You can optionally enter values for the temperature, wind direction and wind speed for that exercise. You can also enter some notes if you'd like. When finished entering the values, click the Add as New Workout command button. To enter a running or walking exercise, click the Running Log command button. Make entries in this form the same way you did with the biking form. To enter other types of exercise, click the Other Exercise Log command button. Click the Add New Workout command button. Pick your location. You have to enter a value for the number of minutes this exercise took. I'm going to put 120 minutes. Also choose the exercise type. For this example, I'm going to choose kayaking. You can click this command button to go to an internet-based calories calculator. To get an estimate of calories burned for various types of exercises, I happen to know that 1 hour of kayaking or 60 minutes is worth 540 calories. So I'm gonna enter twice that, or 1080 calories. Then I'm going to click Add as New Workout. You can also enter biking or walking running exercises using the Other Exercise Log. By way of example, we'll click the Add New Workout command button. We'll pick our location. We'll enter the time. For this example, we'll click 120 minutes, and we'll pick the exercise type. Note that biking is already chosen as a default. That's because it's the first one in the list. We'll go with that. And I'm gonna click the Calories Burned command button this time. I need to enter the distance of this bike ride, 31 miles. And to finish this process, I'm gonna click the Biking command button. Note that the calories burned for a 120-minute bike ride is indicated. To finish, click the Add as New Workout command button. You can use the same approach if you wanted to use this form to enter a running or walking exercise. When finished entering exercise logs, click the Return to Daily Calories Report command button. And then click the Return to Main Form command button. So far on today's date, we've recorded 2 meals, a supper and a breakfast. The calories outcome for those 2 meals is summarized in these controls. To chart that in a graphic format, click the Daily Calories Snapshot command button. The left gauge indicates the user's BMR target value. The center gauge indicates the net daily calories outcome so far for the day. The right gauge indicates the weight gain or loss based on the net daily calories outcome. And nutritional values used in the charts are summarized in these controls. Note that the needles and the colored arcs are color-coded according to the healthy factor icons. To navigate back to the main form page, use the back button on your browser. To create a report that summarizes the daily calories outcome, click the Daily Calories Report command button. The logged daily meals are indicated here. In this case, we've only logged 2 meals today, a breakfast and a supper. Note the column All Logged. In order to use these logged values in nutrition reports, you need to mark off these meals as all logged for the day. You do that using the command button. Mark as all logged. If I click it, the value here changes to true, or it's been logged. Of course, if you make a mistake, you can uncheck it by clicking the Unmark All as Logged. If you want to view a daily calories report for a different date, you can choose that date using the calendar control. Before proceeding, I'm going to remark these 2 meals as all logged. You can create a nutrition history report that summarizes all your logged meals that have been marked as all logged for the day. To do that, click the Nutrition History command button. When the report opens, it will depict records that fall within the date range specified in these 2 text boxes. I'll click the button, and we can see that in the period of time that was October through November the 15th, we only had 2 days where we marked all the meals as all logged. However, we still get the report. To get a graph of the information in the Nutrition History report, click the Nutrition History command button. The graph that displays is similar to the daily calories snapshot. To return to the previous page, click the back button on the browser. If you use both CookBookPlus on the web and CookBookPlus desktop, you can log your meals and snacks in the web application and then download those records to be imported into the desktop version. To do this, select one of the meals on the day that you want to download the records. In this case, we're working on a supper meal. And then click the Email Meals command button. Make sure the email is filled in this text box here. Can also enter any message here. And then when you're ready to proceed, click the Email Meals command button a second time. Note the message at the top of the screen confirming that the meals for that day have been emailed to the recipient. The meals will arrive in the form of an attachment to an email message. Save the attachment to your local hard drive. Then in the desktop application, use the Import Web Meals utility to import those meals into your desktop database. When you are viewing a recipe record, you can email the recipe to anyone you designate. To proceed, click the Email command button. Put the recipient's email address in this text box. You can enter a message in this text box, and then click the Email command button a second time. Note the confirmation message at the top of the screen. The recipe will arrive in the form of the subject matter of an email. If you scroll the email, you'll find that all the information associated with the recipe, including nutrition information, has been included.